Lez Hang Out. And let's talk about what Leslie's about. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Lez Hang Out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Lez Hang Out, the podcast where Stacy's mom has got it going on.
That's good. I was going to say, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
I mean, yeah,
All of
also
it.
good.
All of it.
Also good. From the
Yes.
West Coast, I'm Leigh Holmes Foster.
From the East Coast, I'm Ellie Brigida. To those of you who've been with us this whole journey, thank you as always for listening. If you're a new listener, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is a place where you can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. We are continuing to release our Patreon bonus episodes in season 9. Our last episode was all about queer friend dynamics. You can listen to that at bit.ly/lespatreon.
In the greater Les universe, can you believe, Ellie, the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana special episode is going to be dropping in, 2 weeks?
Yeah, making
on
me
Disney
feel
Plus.
Really, really old. I think it's on the 24th. I have it on my calendar. I'm going to a watch party. It's going to be a whole thing.
Is Bailey losing her mind?
Yes. I think maybe we'll need some new wigs. Like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of preparation to be done in our home. Cannot wait. But I also feel like it is queer news.
It is.
Because Miley, queer icon, we grew up with her and discovering her sexuality. And now 20 years later, she's bringing it back to Hannah Montana. As we know, should have been gay. We did on Hannah Montana. Like, there's a lot to unpack here.
Incredible.
Can't wait.
Incredible. Gays, mark your calendars. We're all ready.
Megan Thee Stallion is going to be playing a gender-swapped Zidler in Moulin Rouge on Broadway, which she's actually the first woman to play the role worldwide. Leigh, did you know that?
Wow.
I know. And I feel like
an honor.
Zidler is like a campy queer character anyways.
Yes.
I would pay $1 million to see Megan Thee Stallion in Moulin Rouge. I think it's going to be too much for us to go see. But if anyone sees this version of Moulin Rouge, please let us know. I bet it's going to be number one super gay and amazing.
Also in the greater Les universe, although maybe it's the greater not so Les universe, so Bridgerton season 4 has wrapped up. And after sort of teasing the Michaela gender swap, possible queer romance, I mean, listen, as a person who has never seen an episode of Bridgerton, I was just like really let down
Well,
by how it didn't get gay at all this season.
Is there a lot of discourse online about it not becoming gay? Is that like why you know about it not being gay? Because I feel like
I know that there is some discourse about the fact that like they kind of made it seem like it was going to go in that direction because that's where the storyline with Michael is supposed to go. And then, they just didn't go there this season. And so now I think
maybe
the character
next season.
Michaela left in the finale. And so now everyone is like, well, so is she coming back? Are they still doing this storyline? Is it going to go gay? Are they just sort of going to like do away with that whole thing? Like, no one really knows, and I don't think they've given any indication. So,
well,
womp
I guess
womp
we'll see.
to you, Bridgerton.
I know. Well, I also feel like there was so much like online discourse from people. Like, there was a petition to be like, make Michaela Michael again. It's like, get over it, people.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
thank you.
they sort of like chickened out, which is annoying.
Well, I guess we'll see. Season 5, it's your move, okay? It's your move, Bridgerton.
Well, that's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Leigh.
Thanks, Ellie and Leigh. We are so excited to bring you episode 15 of season 9. It's AJ Apgay.
You just do that in Pig Latin? Is that what happened?
Yeah, because it adds gay automatically.
Amazing.
You're welcome.
And no one will ever know what this episode's about.
You're welcome, Ellie. I don't know why that wasn't 100% clear.
So clear.
AJ Apgay.
AJ Apgay. Yeah.
AJ
Apgay. It sounds like a person. Like it sounds like a new celebrity. Oh, have you heard the new AJ Apgay?
That's going to be
movie?
my new drag name.
It's
AJ
AJ
Apgay.
Love it. Love it. Today we're talking about age gaps. I'm excited about this one. I feel like there's a lot of things. I feel like age gaps are making their rounds right now. There's The Age of Attraction coming out on Netflix, which I haven't started to watch, but I've seen some clips. Find it fascinating. I'm personally in an age gap relationship. So,
are we calling that an age gap? How would we classify? I'm curious. I want to know what the haters call an age gap.
Well, I feel like an age gap is more than 5 years. No?
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah,
That's
like,
I don't know. Like,
obviously
is
we're
there an
not-
official rule?
I don't know. I guess we can talk about it. I mean, I think there's like gigantic differences between
Yeah.
length of age gap, right?
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like if I was like a celebrity, I don't like when I Googled like age gap relationships, like I don't think we would show up.
No.
Like there's like 18 years, 40 years, you know, like there's like quite large age gaps in our society. But we like to laugh about our age gap. We're just like,
Mhm.
it's like a millennial cusp and millennial Gen Z cusp and millennial age gap relationship,
Yeah.
you know? So we still have plenty of things in common, but it is interesting. I think it's sort of interesting too. We can dive in, but there's so many age gaps, like particularly in like lesbian film and cinema. Like I feel like there's a romanticizing of the like I just want to find like an older lesbian like Carol to come like take care of me and my baby gayness. There's like a little lesbian sugar baby situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a multitude of things we can talk about. I would love to dive in and just start if you're like, what's your definition then, Leigh? When you think of an age gap relationship,
Yeah.
what do you
I
think
of?
about?
So here's the thing. The problem I have is that I feel like age gaps are not linear to me. So like I feel like an age gap in your 20s is very different than like what I would think of as an age gap when you're like 45, right?
Yes.
Because I feel like 5 years is a huge difference. Like the difference between, you know, like 23 and 28 feels bigger to me than the difference between like 50 and 70, you know?
Yes. Like I feel like, well, maybe then we can talk about age gap in relation to stage of life gaps.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And I feel like that's why certain age gap relationships make me feel like, ugh.
Yeah.
Versus like I feel like especially in this age of like the Epstein files, there are quite a lot of like
Yeah, sure.
hetero age gap relationships that feel fetishized, like feel like old man, young woman
Mm-hmm.
feels real. And to me, like the Chris Hughes, Jojo Siwa, like that to me is old man, young woman. Even though like Chris Hughes is my age.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, he's not old, but he's too old to have been pursuing a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's stage of life age gaps.
Yeah. See that like their timeline to me feels more problematic than like Sarah Paulson, Holland Taylor, who are like 30 plus years apart. But I'm like, but you're both like established adults
Mm-hmm.
with lives and careers, and like that's very different than like, I'm sorry, but 22.
Yeah, like it's just not right. And
You're in your mid 30s. What do you talk to a 22-year-old about?
Yes.
I mean, to me, that's problematic. And also, I know we're gonna get into it, but like, yes, the gender thing does make a difference.
Mm-hmm. I think we know why, but like, let's dive into it. Why does the gender thing make a difference?
Oh, because they're gross, sketchy, problematic men. I
Mhm.
mean, it's such a different beast to tackle the dynamics in a hetero romance between an older man and a barely not a child woman. Like that
Yes.
is yikes.
Yes.
It's a yikes
It's
for
a yikes.
me.
Well, I feel like it's the patriarchy, right? Like I think when you talk about age gap relationships, you can't ignore power dynamics. And the power dynamics in play are
Bad?
yes, but also are like rooted in heteronormativity,
Yeah.
right? And the patriarchy. So I
Mhm.
do feel like it is why there's a different like context when you're talking about lesbian age gap relationships.
Yeah. There is. And to be fair, I would probably still find 33 to 22 problematic for a lesbian couple,
Yes.
I still think that would give me a little bit of the ick.
Yes.
But it wouldn't be like, it's not as bad to me as it is when all of a sudden a 33-year-old is a man and you're like, oh, honey, no.
Yes.
No, sir.
It just doesn't feel right. I also feel like it is like Bailey was telling me this the other day, which like I don't know if you know this, Leigh, but you probably do. Because she was talking about how, you know, like a fully like waxed vagina is like root like basically most of women's beauty standards are rooted in pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like, why would you want your female partner to not have pubic hair? That's a thing that somebody who's not in puberty has.
Yeah.
Like, same with like shaving your legs. Like, why do you want, like, adult women have leg hair?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, there are a lot of these things that I think are also just like deeply rooted in pedophilia that could still be rooted in pedophilia as in a lesbian couple, but I feel like it's like far more likely that it's rooted in a male pedophilia situation, even if it's like subconscious. Like I do feel like somehow these men don't think that about themselves.
Oh, I'm sure many of them do not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say all.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is the one time we're going to say hashtag not all men.
Yes.
Okay? Not all men don't know they're pedophiles. But I think I'm gonna give them a many of them. I think, don't fully see what's happening here in a way that I think many women probably also still don't, but you start to catch on a lot sooner, I think.
Yeah, well, I also think it's like more of a I don't know, at least for me, I'm like, this is why I say like age gap with me and Bailey is funny because to me, I do feel like I had to also examine that for myself. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, I was like, oh, like it is a little bit like she's like, I was like, is she too young for me? Whereas I feel like a man would be like, nah, perfect age for me.
Perfect. Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, no, but it's like we just connect as people and she happens to be 7 years younger than me.
There is also something where it's like, in that same way that I think it's not linear to me, I also think when we talk about age gap, I feel like age gaps, I think, can still get wider for me as you get older.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, especially when we talk about like the JoJo thing, like under 24, 25, like there really is something about that age range to me where I'm just like, if you are in your, mid late 30s and up and you're with someone who's under that age, like I feel like 24, 25, like that's sort of where I'm like, okay, listen, like they're out of college. They have probably been working for a bit. They have a job. They're like living on their own. You've sort of like, now you've sort of become like more of an adult.
Yes.
Whereas like you're dating a 23-year-old and you're 35, man, I don't care what gender you are in that case. It's a little too different. It's just a little too different for me,
Yes.
You could be 20 years apart in your 40s. That's fine.
Yes.
Unless you're going 40 to 20.
Yes. Well, and I feel like it's the kind of thing like I don't know, like the older I get, also the younger college students look.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's
children.
Like, like I'm like, you are children, right? Like we went to, which was so funny, we went to like the ICCA quarterfinal in Boston a few weeks ago to like, because some of Bailey's friends were going, we were like, this will be funny. And I was just like, we really thought we were adults. And we are just like children dancing on a stage, like, and you're like, no. For some, like, I think it's interesting. Like, so the age of attraction, I would like to bring this whole thing up, which I'm so curious to watch. So like the whole premise of it, right, is that they all don't know each other's ages. And it's like, oh, what do you do when you don't know the ages, but you connect? I feel like there's a difference there when it's like you meet, like you connect, and then you're like, okay, now I'm like, oh, wait, I'm so surprised that you're this age. there's a difference too, like with if you set your Tinder settings and you're like, I'm a 35-year-old and I think my Tinder settings are totally cool to be like 21 to 27. Like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between the stumbling into
Yeah. And the searching out.
And the searching out.
The actively searching out. Yeah. No, that's so true. That is a very different thing. It's also very different, like, because I would say, again, it's not like it's a hard and fast rule.
Yes.
You know, like, I understand there's always going to be like this situation. I think, like, yeah, how you met can make a huge difference, you know, because if it's like, oh, well, we met through like mutual friends, you know, it's like, oh, I'm a little bit older than my friend who's a little bit older than them. And so it's like you met and you're sort of in the same circle and you're doing the same things and you're like, your lives are overlapping in a way that's very different than like, yeah, I'm just swiping on a bunch of 23-year-olds. You know, like that's less good, I'll be honest.
Exactly. Well, because when I was watching the like Age of Attraction thing, so it's like hosted by Nick Viall. He's one of the guys from The Bachelor, but like, so he's 40 something. His wife is 27. Okay. And he was also talking about, I'm like, I want to say not all men. Like, I clearly do think that he was also aware, like, people are going to be talking about this. And he was just saying, like, all the external stuff. He was like, this is weird. Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. And then he was like, all right, well, let me just get to know this person. And then he was like, we have so much in common. They're married. They have children. Like, I do want to say, like, not all men. And also, I think Nick Viall also is fucking weird, man. But it doesn't matter. My point being, I do feel like there is a thing, too, where, like, it's funny. Like, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, Bailey's mature for her age. And then we were sort of laughing. I was like, no, she's fucking not. And also, it's fine because I'm immature for my age, and that's cool.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you meet in the middle.
You meet somewhere in the middle.
You know?
But, like, I think it is also life stages. Like, I feel like there was a piece of me, too, like, when I was with Jana, where it was like, we're both the same age. She felt so much older than me.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, in so many ways. Like, I'm just, like, I have a different, like, I just have a youthful spirit.
You're just young at heart.
I'm young at heart. I am. But, like, it was, like, well, at 35, you're supposed to have kids, and at this time, like, these are all like the milestones you're supposed to hit with your life. And then it was the kind of thing where I was like, you're deconstructing your life of like, I'm 33. Am I 34? How the fuck old am I? Did I just turn 33?
I'm gonna let you figure this out.
I'm 34. That's crazy. Okay, I am 34.
Take your time.
And I have no intention of having children. Like, I would not want to be dating someone who's like in the same age range as me, and that's the thing they want in life.
Right.
So I do feel like there are life stages and life goals that matter far more than age.
No, 100%. Yeah. But that's also why I'm saying, like, I think there is something nonlinear about it, you know, because I think as you age, like, the stages widen in a general sense.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And so it is very, very different to be doing the, like, I'm in college, like, just out of college, like, you know, oh, I'm a older dude with a job and a house dating a 22-year-old who's living with roommates and working as a barista. You know, it's like, you're just...
Yeah, you clearly don't have things in common.
There's a difference between, like, young at heart and, like, I want to fuck a child. Do you know what I mean? Like, those aren't the same. Yes. Those aren't the same thing, right?
Yes.
Like, clearly,
well,
at face value, those are different.
Yes, and let's talk about, like, also, I feel like the sugar baby of it all, right?
Yeah.
Because there's that dynamic that I feel like plays out so. We know that age gap, like, very well. Yeah. In, like, media, in social media, in just, like, celebrities. It's like the Anna Nicole, like, the most dramatic one, like the Anna Nicole Smiths of it all, right? That archetype.
I mean, just name any Playboy bunny.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's like, it's an interesting thing to think about in our economic climate. It's like, we're in a recession. Like, if you want to fuck an old man and take his money, like, all power to you.
Yeah, listen, get that bag, okay? That's what we're gonna say. We're not here to tell you what to do in this economy,
Yeah.
okay?
But I do find it funny when those particular, it's like, what's it called? The Best in Show. You know what I'm talking about? When like Jennifer Coolidge was like, we have so much in common.
We both like soup.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's like, come on, people.
Yeah. Well,
just admit it.
you know what I do want to dive into, because it is one of the things that I think is really different. So when you talk about age gap stuff in like hetero worlds, right? I feel like there's two things that tend to come to mind when you talk about hetero age gap romance.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is old dude wants to fuck an inappropriately young woman.
Yes.
And the other one is young woman uses her body to get a man who can give her material things despite having not much interest in that man, right? Like, I understand it's not like the archetype of like the silver fox doesn't exist.
Yes.
But I feel like that when you talk about age gap, that doesn't tend to be the predominant story.
Yes.
And when you talk about lesbian age gap, what I think is very funny is I feel like when you say lesbian age gap, the immediate thing that pops into my head is like lesbians yearn for the hot older women.
Yes. There's
right?
like definitely a thing of like, it's interesting. Like, I feel like there's an opposite fetishization. It's like the young lesbians are
the
like
other direction.
Are like, please get me a hot old woman.
Yeah, step on my neck, mommy. Like that is, and it's so funny because it is so immediate, the difference in direction that happens in my brain, where you say like, ooh, straight age gap, and I'm like, ooh, gross old man lusting after young like young girls, and then you say lesbian age gap, and I'm like, lesbians want to like just to have older women just demolish them. Yeah. Like that is
correct.
That is the directionality that happens. And I think it's so prominent and it's so clear and it's so funny how immediately my brain goes like, not that direction, this way.
Yes.
And I think we should talk about that.
Well, I feel like it's funny because I do feel like it's like there will be so many times when like I'll be out at a bar with my queer friends and like any of the single ones are like basically like looking for an older lesbian. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's like, oh, let's look at the college kids. They're like, where's the oldest lesbian at this bar?
Yeah.
And that's so funny to me. But I do think it's sort of nice in a way because I feel like maybe it also it plays into this fear of aging that we all have. And like as women, I feel like the fact that like older lesbians are more revered is like a nice, I don't know if it's like a product of people knowing that the patriarchy is telling us we're getting uglier and uglier as we get older, but it's sort of a nice twist. Because you're like, oh, well, I'm actually heading towards the peak of lesbian hotness, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like
we're still climbing towards it, baby. Yeah. We got years ahead of us.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it has everything to do with Cate Blanchett.
I don't know why, but of all the names that I would have expected you to whip out, I don't know why that wasn't. You really didn't
think Cate Blanchett was going to be the one? I mean, she's the archetype.
I guess so. I think it's because when we set up a thing where we're going to be talking about age gaps, in my head, I'm imagining like, the Holland Taylor. Mm-hmm. I'm imagining Hacks. I'm imagining, it's like, I don't know why I had a lot of other things in mind, but I don't think you're wrong. I just don't know why that wasn't where I landed right away.
That is so funny to me. Also because Cate Blanchett is 46 years old in Carol.
She's barely an age gap for me at all.
Okay. In the book, Therese is 19. And then in the movie, they age her up, which I think is a smart choice.
Yeah. 19 would have been rough for me to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
So she's like early 20s, and then Cate Blanchett is like in her mid 40s. So how do you feel? Because you've said 40s to 20s, like inappropriate. How do you
it's-
feel about Carol?
So here's the thing for me about Carol. I do still have a hard time sometimes with Carol, with how young Trace is, because she's baby.
Yes.
She's baby. I do think that like the movie is putting you in an era where I think, 22, the way they're portraying it is a little different. So it helps a little in terms of like the life staginess.
Yes.
It's still a little much for me, to be honest.
Yes.
Which, like, but again, in a movie, I'll give it the pass. I'll give it a pass, I'll allow it.
Yes.
But I'll allow it in Carol. If it was real life, I'd have a hard time.
Yeah. And I feel like there is just like I said, it's like in lesbian cinema culture, there is a like reverence to the old married lesbian, young lesbian.
Yeah. But
like I feel like there's also a little there's like a I'm gonna teach you everything I know kind of. Like I feel like there is.
Really, because I was gonna go completely the opposite direction. So here's what I think we should do, Ellie. Let's take a hot break. Let's come back and talk about why we're seeing this different ways and what are the different ways this plays out.
Yes, online shopping is quite literally at our fingertips, but that doesn't mean it's always simple to buy. Whether it's trying to remember one of a million different logins so you can actually place your order, or getting almost all the way through checkout before realizing your card is nowhere near you, there are many hiccups that can get between you and placing that order. Which is why it's such a relief when you see that purple pay button that has all of your information saved, making checkout as simple as a tap of your screen. That iconic purple shop pay button is why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet, meaning less carts going abandoned and more sales going to you. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Thrive Cosmetics, Gymshark, and Allbirds, to brands just getting started. And they're not just great at converting sales. If people haven't heard about your brand yet, Shopify can help you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And they have world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. Tackle all of those important tasks from one place, making your life easier and your business operations smoother. See less carts go abandoned and more sales go with Shopify and their Shop Pay button. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
Hi, I'm Brian Lucci, a former Chicago cop. Now I'm a producer on Chicago PD, and I'd like to introduce you to the official One Chicago podcast, the first ever behind-the-scenes look at the iconic TV shows. We're talking Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med. Join me each week for an exclusive conversation with the writers, the crew members, and the stars.
Voight's doing the right thing for Voight.
Check out the One Chicago podcast from Wolf Entertainment and USG Audio. Available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm Melissa, and this is Moms and Mysteries.
We're two Florida moms obsessed with true crime. From infamous cases like Ellen Greenberg to shocking Florida stories like the Dan Markel killing.
With 55 million downloads, we bring you new deep dives every Tuesday and Thursday.
Listen to Moms and Mysteries on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, because here's what I think is interesting. If you asked me, one of the things that I think vastly separates like hetero age gap romance and like queer age gap romance is, I would say, I do think we talked a little bit about the like directionality being a little different, but I think it's specifically the directionality of who tends to be the like the lusting pursuer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is I feel like for me, when you have an older man being like, I'm going to groom this basic child,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like into being attracted to me, that feels different than when it's like, here is this amazing goddess who thinks I'm too young for her, but like, I can change her mind, you know, like that tends to be how I see the dynamic portrayed a lot more.
Yeah, and it's interesting though. You don't think that Carol pursued Therese?
No, but that's what I was about to say. I think Carol is another example that goes a little against that.
Yes. Yes.
You know, but I think if you look at the dynamic as it tends to go, I feel like I would still feel a lot less into an older, like more predatory lesbian being like, yeah, I just want to hit on these 22-year-olds. I'd be like, eh.
Yeah, then a 22-year-old being like, step on me, mother.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
Totally
sure.
different. Totally different thing.
Yes. It is funny too. Yeah, I mean the power dynamics are completely different.
Yeah.
I also think it has a little bit to do with like delayed queer puberty.
Yes, 100%.
Because I do feel like there is a piece of it too with like depending on the age of the woman like the older woman, I think sometimes there can be more even playing fields of like maturity because like in lesbian years people can be like it's like
yeah, what's your gay age?
Yeah, like what's your actual gay age? Like if you came out at 14, right?
Right.
And now you're 25 and you are like, okay, but all the 25-year-olds around me are like really new to this whole thing. I actually have much more in common with a 40-year-old who came out at 30.
So tell me about your age gap romance again.
No, it's not the same. But you understand what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's other dynamics at play.
No, 100%. Like it is different to, yeah, if you're like, hey, I've been out, I've been in relationships, I've been dating, and like, you might be the exact same age as someone who is just coming out, and there are other reasons that you'd be like, we're not in the same place, you know?
Exactly.
I hear
Exactly. Or you have other things in common, you say it's fine that you just came out.
It's fine, let's get married.
It's fine. Let me just be the only woman you're ever with.
Yeah. Not you, though, Flelly.
No. Yeah, someone else. Not only woman, but still. But I feel like that also like has a factor too, where it's like Carol, it's like she was with her friend and then she was with no one else. And then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I feel like and I don't know if it's right, but at least in media, I feel like we give queer women a little bit more of a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially in the age where they're like closeted or not closeted, there's like more nuanced dynamics to gay age.
Yes. And I don't know that media always captures that nuance as well as we wish they would.
No. And I do think there is a trope of like young lesbian who's like, I'm very attracted to the experience of an older lesbian.
Oh, 100%. Well, and that's maybe this is, but here's the thing, not even lesbian. And here's what I think is interesting is like, if you ask me what I think the top popular age gap ships are, neither of them are canon. And I would say even as they're portrayed in terms of the you know, fandom and fan speculation about them, I don't even know that they tend to portray them as them being lesbians. Like, because I would say it's Hacks and Devil Wears Prada. Right? And I feel like, listen, age gap on the mind right now as we are like rounding the corner to Devil Wears Prada 2. And I feel like that the fandom about to lose its mind, and I'm so here for it. Like, I'm so excited.
Yes. I feel like
I'm so excited for a resurgence of this fandom descending upon the gays.
Leigh, have you seen Hacks?
No.
Okay.
I think I watched like the first episode and I haven't watched the rest of the show yet.
Number one, watch Hacks. It's so good. But it's funny because I feel like they're also similar. Like both of those have similar dynamics. It's like
Yes.
it's
The
like
boss
situation. And I feel like there is something very, I think in a patriarchal world, like we cannot have this conversation without like the patriarchy looming over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's something very attractive about a woman who is in charge.
Yeah.
Because the hurdles she had to climb to get to the top of all of these things, right, is like there's an admiration, there's a wanting to be her.
Yeah.
It's the, do I want to be with her? Do I want to be with her? There's like a, especially in Hacks and Devil Wears Prada, right? Like Hacks in particular is like, this is a person who like has had such a long career. There's a respect. And then there's also this just like, yeah, then there's like the sexual tension that comes along with that. And then same with Devil Wears Prada. There's like a, this woman treats me horribly, but like,
but it's hot.
It's hot.
It's like
It's
she's bad to me and I
love
like
it.
Yeah, it's, and that's, I'm actually really curious to see, because Devil Wears Prada is such a dynamic, and I'm curious how that's going to have changed because it's so many years later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're so much older now. Andy is going to be so much older of a character. And again, I'm like, so now that gap is different than it was when, I mean, how old is she supposed to be in the first movie? Like 23
yeah,
or something? I mean, like, she's a baby in that, you know? And so I'm like, that dynamic is going to be different now that she's also older. And like Meryl Streep is still the same distance away, but the distance isn't the same anymore. And I'm really curious to see what that does in terms of how people, you know, dig into that relationship.
I mean, I
between the
feel like
two of
it's
them.
like Meryl Streep is 76 and Anne Hathaway is 40.
Right. Which is not the
3.
same as when the first movie
Yeah,
came out.
it's so different. And I feel like there is that kind of thing to like then also see the shift. Like, I mean, Anne Hathaway now has also been in a film about age gaps. Like, I feel like there's also an interesting thing in our society right now where we have a lot of like older women, younger boys situations. And I don't know how I feel about that either. I think it still skeeves me out.
It's still bad. It's still bad.
It's still bad. But
especially, I feel like it's harder for me too, because it feels like women trying to pull like a reverse patriarchy. And I'm like, I'm still not into it. And it's also hard for me because I'm like, I know I feel, even saying it, I'm like, I hate saying it because I know it gets used so often to like justify skeevy men hitting on younger women, but like women do mature faster, you know? And so I'm like, sometimes you're looking at like these guys who are like 24, 25, and I'm like, that's still a child. So, sorry about it, but like, that's not a man yet. That's a child, you know? And it's rough when, well, like, we just talked about it with Hunting Wives, where I'm like, no, that is a high school boy.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I feel like the Anne Hathaway one, he is 25, 26 or something. Like, he's definitely an adult and he's a pop star, like, living his life. But still, there's, like, the whole thing with Baby Girl, which is, like, Nicole Kidman and her, like, intern, and her intern honestly, like, doms her in a weird way. It's, like, that movie's fucking crazy. But, I was gonna say, here's the thing. Women mature faster, but do men mature at all? I think that's the bigger
hashtag not all men.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the bigger question. It's like, I don't want to put my sister on blast, but I feel like when she was
do it, she's not listening. Come on.
Yeah, sorry, sis. But I just feel like when she was younger, she was like dating older men because I feel like she was like, boys my age just like aren't mature enough. But those men still did the same thing that a college boys would do, I feel. Do you know what I mean? It's like the behavior is still similar. Like, do they ever learn to be better partners?
Great question.
Like, I don't know.
Great question. Men, if you're listening, chime in. Let us know.
Yeah, and also,
are we wrong here? Are we wrong?
Also, it's like, I don't know. There's like so many dynamics here. I think there's a piece too with like older men where you're like, why are you still single? Like, I don't know if like what brought you to this place that you couldn't have a successful relationship. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me being shaming other people. Shouldn't do that. But like, you know what I mean? There's a piece when you're like, or like the same guy that she dated when she was too young. It's like she grew up and he's dating the same age person. Like, I feel like there's like,
yeah, that's rough.
there's that piece where like
that's the Leo DiCaprio
that's the Leo DiCaprio
model,
of it all.
and we don't like that.
Yeah, where it's like that's just a pattern. Like I feel like there's the like Michael Douglas, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Like it's like there's an age gap. They're married. They're together for a very long time. They're still together. And then there's the serial age gap daters.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same.
So yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot to unpack. But I do feel like you cannot unpack the age gap without the patriarchy and without like, because me and Bailey have an age gap, sometimes I like will be scrolling and like an age gap TikTok or whatever will come up and like I find it funny and I'm like laughing at it, whatever. So then all this age gap shit comes to me. And it's funny to me because like some of them are like, oh, silly. And then some of them I'm like, I have to go into the comments here because it's like a 24-year-old who's like hanging out with their 24-year-old, like the daughter of the guy they're dating. They're like, when you're best friends with your husband's like other daughter.
No.
And you're like, this is not right.
It's a no from me, dog, is what I'm gonna say. Listen, here's the thing. I am sure we're gonna get shit for this episode because you know us, we don't wanna yuck anyone's yum. I wanna let people live their lives. And then also sometimes I'm like, ooh, the ick is immediate. It's a hard no. And I'm like, that one for me specifically would be rough, like gender irrespective.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. You have a hot older wife. Awesome. Get it. Live your life. She can step on you. I'm all here for it. You're the same age as your stepdaughter?
Weird.
I
know. Well,
no, sir. No, thank you. That's a problem.
Does Holland Taylor have any kids? No.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know. It's still just like that weirds me out.
She doesn't have any kids.
It doesn't weird me out for you. It weirds me out for the person who has a child, the age of a person that they're in a relationship with.
Yes.
Yes. Ugh. How?
Yes, it's disturbing. I also would like to talk about, while we're talking about like the Holland Taylor and Sarah Paulson of it all, it's like this is like a little dark, but I do also feel like there is also a tough thing with age gaps that you pretty much always have to deal with. Like this is assuming too, like, all above board, right? And it's like, this is your person. You love them. You want to be with them forever. You physically will not. And obviously, like, death comes for us all.
Sure, you never know. Death waits for us all around the corner.
Yeah. But, like, assuming you both live full, like, healthy lives, there is an expiration date. And there's there could be an expiration date for anyone. So it's like, it's not something. But I do feel like sometimes it's a thing that even like me and Bailey will think or talk about. And like, you're like, it's so far away from now. We don't need to talk about it. But that it's like when you're like, we're going to be together forever. But you're like, one of us will die first.
I think Bailey should just start planning what she's going to do with your life insurance money now. So it's good to have a plan in place for how she wants to live out her her last few years.
Yes.
In luxury. I think you should be talking about it.
We need to. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Also, it's like my grandfather
I'm saying that, and
98 years old.
Well, I'm also laughing because I'm like, literally my immediate follow-up is like, Ellie, get a life insurance policy.
Oh, I have one. Don't worry.
Okay, great. Good. Yeah, so she should start planning now.
She's the beneficiary. You've talked about it. And like,
Excellent.
I'm like, please don't kill me because it's like pretty significant amount of money. but
she doesn't need to kill you, Ellie, as you've just discussed. You have you're on your way out already. Yeah. It's fine.
No, but what was I going to say? There's this book called The Measure. Have you heard of it?
No.
So the book, basically everyone gets this like little box that comes to them and it gives you the exact length of your life.
Okay.
And it's like, if you open, like, then you like can know when you're going to die, which is terrifying. But I feel like the book is also just saying like, it's like everyone just assumes we go through life assuming we will have a long life. And then it's like, okay, maybe you won't. But my point being, I feel like with Holland Taylor and Sarah Paulson, it's like definitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, this will end earlier than you would like it to.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also hard. I feel like with the young woman, old man dynamic, you're just like, well, then she's lucky because
Right.
then she
only has to suffer a little bit.
Yeah. But with lesbians, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is funny how, like, our natural assumption here is that no one dating an older man actually wants to be around him. But all I'm going to say is, like, prove us wrong, Hollywood. Tell us that story.
Prove us wrong. But yeah,
Prove
I do
us
feel
wrong.
like there are some actual practical concerns if one of you wants a family and one of you is old. Like, there are. But I think if you're on the same page about, like, life stages and what you want in life, the age gap doesn't matter as much.
Yeah. But that's why I do think, like, it makes a huge difference
In the stage.
in the stage of life.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's you can't ignore that factor to it.
Yes. I agree. I feel like there's a lot of nuance here. And, like, it's just funny when you, like, start talking about it. And then I feel like some men are like, well, 18 is the age of consent. And you're like, there is nuance here, you creep. Like, stop dating 18-year-olds. You psycho. And that's the end of our episode.
Leaving it there. Incredible.
I'm curious, actually, listeners, send us, if you're in an age gap relationship, send us those pics. Tell us, like, were you the young one who was like, I'm pursuing a hot older lesbian? Are you the older lesbian who was like, I find this 25-year-old to be so mature? I don't know.
They stopped listening halfway through, really.
Yeah. They were like, never mind, not for me. It's okay. No judgment. I'm in a 7-year age gap relationship, everyone.
And we're gonna let it go until, Bailey gets to live out her luxurious last few years.
Yes, with my life insurance.
Not tied down.
Yes. All right, are you ready for a Q and gay?
I'm so ready.
All right, here we go.
Q and gay.
Question number 1, Leigh, what is the largest age gap you would date? A, 5 years, B, 10 years, C, 15 years, or D, 20 years?
At this age right now, I could probably manage 10 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably manage 10, 15 years older than me.
Nice.
I don't think I could do 15 younger. That'd be a no.
No, that would be a hard no. Hard no.
Yeah, I mean, even 10 years, I'm saying 10 years younger, but, like, it would really depend on the person.
Yeah, like, it would have to be, like, perfect person.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, question 2, Ellie. Who is your favorite age gap couple out of A, Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor, B, Cher and Alexander Edwards, C, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, or D, Jojo Siwa and Chris Hughes?
Okay, my answer is definitely A, but I do also want to just, like, honorable mention Cher because she is 40 years older than her partner.
Props to you, Cher. A queen.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. And we love that for her.
Yeah, I just feel like it's funny. We're like, yes, girl, but no men. Don't you do that.
No to men. It'd be gross if it was the other way around. Yeah.
All right, question number 3, Leigh. Do you tend to date A, older, B, younger, or C, same age as you?
I tend to date same age as me. I think the farthest I ever dated was 4 years older than me, which, to be fair, was slightly problematic at the time because I was 15 and he was 19.
Interestingly.
Yes, but
why have I never heard this?
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, but I was a year young for my grade, and I think he was at the upper end of his. So, like, we were both in high school when we started dating, and then we dated bit into, like, the first year after he graduated. But it felt, so it's like, it didn't feel like we were that far apart,
Yes.
We were, like, 2 years apart in school.
Wow.
Problematic? You tell us, listener.
Yes, Leigh.
When you say 15 to 19,
I'm like,
it sounds like a problem.
Illegal? Yes, except you're a big lesbian. So the statutory rape
we
thing
were doing nothing illegal.
Yeah, didn't exist.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Question 4, Ellie. What would an older woman have that you would find most attractive? A, life experience. B, established career. C, good clothes. Or D, a house.
Love it. I feel like for me, it's B, career. Like, I feel like it's giving, like, Devil Wears Prada. Like, I'm like, I love a woman, like, a fucking boss who, like, gets it
You
done.
want a boss to step on you.
Yeah. I'm here for that.
Listen, I will say, I should have said it during the episode, and I can't believe I didn't, but I did just read, so the author of Cleat Cute, Meryl Wisner. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. I think one of her first books that came out is called Something to Talk About, and it's like very Devil Wears Prada, age gappy, like, assistant and boss romance. So if that's your thing, get on that, listeners.
Yes. All right. Final question. Are age gaps better when it's two women? A, yes. B, yes. Or C, yes.
It's going to be a yes. I think it's a yes. I'm going to go with all of the above.
All
yes.
of the above, yes.
100%. I mean, it's not that they can't be problematic. They can be problematic. It's a lot more likely that they're less problematic to me. Can't help it. Sorry, men, stop wanting to sleep with children. That's not on us.
Please.
That's on you.
Please. Remember, you can give us your own answers to this episode Q&A questions on our Instagram at Lez Hang Out Pod.
We love hearing from all of you, and we love continuing to build this community. So we just want to shout out some of our favorite things every episode. And this week, we want to shout out Shannon, who reached out to us about our virtual Heated Rivalry trivia, saying how much fun they had, that we crushed it. I need everyone to know that the virtual Heated Rivalry trivia night was crazy to me, specifically in the sense that so many people who came played as a team of one and knew a distressing amount about the show. So I think we are debating if we should do the second question set that we have that's going to be in New York on the 26th, if we should also do that as a virtual night. And we might if people want it, but like, I don't know, I might need to write some... It's what?
Some people have been asking for it online, so we'll see.
People have been asking for it. If you're interested, please let us know, because that will help us decide if we should plan a second virtual evening that we can commit to. But I think I might need to write some harder questions. People were crazy.
I'm surprised because I put together that PowerPoint for the thing, and I was like, I could not tell you the answers to any of these questions. So
yeah, I thought I went hard enough. I'm not sure I did.
You went just as hard as those gay boys do on each other's buttholes.
Wow. Put it on a shirt.
Mm-hmm. And with that, we'd love to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, as always. Mark Foster.
Lizette Stein.
Adi Benitez.
Sophia Phillips.
And Armani Gucci.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen.
And Andrea Doucette, thank you so much. We cannot continue to make the show without you all. Patreon is one of the biggest ways we financially support our show.
Remember, you can find us on all the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Lez Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at lezhangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at lezhangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/lezhangoutpod to catch those.
Lez Hang Out is an independently produced show hosted by us with audio production by me. Our production assistant is Kristen Murison, and other podcasting shenanigans by Leigh Holmes Foster.
If you want to help support the podcast, the first thing you can do is easy and free. You can leave us a rating and a review on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts.
If you want to support us on Patreon, you can do that at bit.ly/lezpatreon. Your support helps us keep making the show, and in return, we give you bonus episodes, a Patreon-only Discord chat, and all kinds of other fun things.
If you want to buy some Lez Hang Out merch, you can do that at our new store on our website. You can find it at bit.ly/lezmerch.
Remember, we have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings. You can find everywhere at $beanprod.
Or at our website at dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to our first two shows, The Flame and Journey to the Heart, on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at Ellie Brigida on Instagram and not Twitter. If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Ellie Brigida.
And you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I
filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.